everyone, Sadness here, back for another Sad Stories with Sadness, and today we're going to be talking about something that happened in like July of last year. As many of you probably know, I had a really rough end to last year, and I usually think of this event as what started the downward spiral of last year's ending. Fun fact is that I live very far from my family. When I was younger, I used to take a bus to go see them, and it would take 6 hours, but then eventually I got a car, and then I would just drive to go see them, which wasn't so bad. It was like a 5-hour drive. You go see your family for like holidays and whatever. It's like only like 4 times a year, so a 5-hour drive's not that bad. But then my family decided to move another like hour and a half to 2 hours away, and then it became too much for my frail body. And I dreaded and hated every single time I had to drive there. In fact, there were some times where the traffic on the roads would make it take 9 hours, which was just not a fun time. I didn't like it at all. It's actually really bad for my wrists to be doing this, and as you all might know, I have really bad wrists. On this occasion, the drive actually was like really chill. I remember I was like on the phone with one of my best friends, and I was like telling her, I was like, oh my god, this was the most peaceful drive ever. I don't know why, but it was wonderful. Listen to music, sang along. I'm probably like 20 minutes from home at this point. I come to a stop sign, so I stop my car. All of a sudden, the car lurches forwards because somebody hits me from behind. I'm like in shock, and I'm just like, what's going on? And I told my friend, I was like, I gotta go, I just got hit. I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? And I get out of my car. My first reaction is just go look at what happened. So I get out of my car and I go and I see there was somebody behind me, and he was like in the back of my car. The whole back of my car looked like it had caved in, and it was like nighttime by now, so visibility wasn't great. And I say to the guy, I'm like, you hit my car? And he's like, I did hit your car. And I was like, what? Should we exchange insurance information? And he was like, yeah, but we're in the middle of a busy road. And I was just like, oh yeah, I guess maybe pull a little bit over to the side. And so he's like, okay. And then and I'm such a dumbass, y'all. I don't know what I did wrong. I should have taken my phone and started recording like I see all the videos of people doing, but I'm not that inherently distrusting of people. I guess maybe I should be. And so he like backs up a foot and then floors the fucking the fucking gas and just goes straight down the road and just flees on an exit. And I'm just like, whoa. So I get into my car and I like try to like hit the gas to follow this person, because I'm just like, this person's trying to fuck me over. But my car doesn't move because of course it doesn't. The whole back of my car was fucking fucked up as hell. And so then I'm like, okay, I just call the police. Like, I call the police. And so I call the police. This is the worst part of the story, is that by now I'm crying because I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, this is all happening really fast. Like, it was probably like within 30 seconds that I got out of my car and the guy just fucking drove away. I'm sure he was planning on doing that before I even got out, but I got out pretty fast because he was ready to fucking blast it and just run. I call the cops. They're like, where are you? And I'm like, I don't know where I am. I thought that they would know where I was. I thought that they had like the GPS in the phones or something that would help them, but either way, no. So I pulled up my map technology and I like zoom in and I tell them where I am, and they're like, oh, that's not our district. We're going to send you to the other district. So I get sent to the other district, and the other district's like, where are you? And I was like, I'm right here. And they're like, oh, that's not our district. We're gonna send your call to the other district. And I was like, so I go back to the first district and they're just like, that's not our district. We're gonna send you the other district. I am freaking out at this point. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And so then I go back to the other district and the other district's just like, that's not our district. I just called, and they're just like, oh, just tell the other district. At this point, I'm freaking out that I'm just gonna be stranded here. And like cars are zooming by, and I'm afraid that somebody else is gonna hit me because I'm kind of just a sitting duck in the middle of the road right now. I'm a solid 6 feet past a stop sign that apparently people don't stop at, and the only reason why I'm not being hit again, as far as I know, is because the guy pushed me so far past the stop sign that they're able to see me in time and go around me. I bounce back to the first district. I'm just like, stop redirecting me. I need help. This is where I am. Please help me. I don't know what to do. And I'm just sobbing, right? I'm just sobbing. And I think that the person took pity on me and was just like, look, we really can't help you because you are in the other district. You just need to tell them exactly where you are, and you need to tell them it's their responsibility. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Who am I? I'm just a fucking person. I'm literally just a fucking person. And I have to get on the phone with this other district and be like, no, this is your job. Do your job. I'm not their boss. But no, I had to tell people how to do their jobs, apparently. So I could put on the other district again. I was like, no, the other district says that this is your responsibility to handle this location. And they're just like, oh, are you like here? And I'm like, yeah, that's where I am. That's where I am. And they're like, oh yeah, that's just on the inside of our district. And I was like, motherfuckers. It's been like minutes at this point of me just like sobbing and being terrified. And then the guy's just finally just like, cool, we got someone on the way. Are you like in the middle of the road? And I'm like, yeah, I'm in the middle of the road. I can't move my fucking car. Probably like 10 minutes later, a police officer shows up just like, this isn't a great place to be pulled over, is it? And I'm just like, well, I don't know what to do. My car's not really moving. And he's just like, you're gonna have to push your gas and get over to this little triangle thing. And so I do it. After 10 feet of slowly I just hear a big pop. All of a sudden, I can drive fine again. I pull over, and then the police officer comes up and he's like, and he gets the information. He's like, what happened? I was like, I got hit, and then the guy ran away. And he's like, okay, we can document this as a hit and run. Are you injured? And I was like, no, I'm not injured. And then he said, if nobody has been injured, we don't figure out who did the thing. I'm sitting there, I'm like, shit, that means that I have to pay for this. It's a good thing he did all this paperwork because it meant that I could show it to the insurance company, at least not have to pay for most of it, because it meant that I wasn't at fault, I guess. Since my car had that big old pop, I could drive fine. And he said, I saw that you were able to drive here, which means that I can actually just let you go. And I was like 20 minutes from my folks' place. So I was just like, okay, bye, I'm out of here. And so I drive home, and I finally get out of my car to look at the damage. And what I had seen before, with all the whole thing caved in, it was like mostly reversed. So the big pop was my wheel like pushing up against the plastic, and then I guess it popped it back into place. Definitely could have been so much worse. I could have been injured. I could have been pushed into oncoming traffic. The cops could have never come, so I would have had to pay even more money, and also I don't know how I would have gotten out of there. I guess I would have called like a tow truck service. My dad comes out the next day with some duct tape. He duct tapes up the back of my car so that it stays in one piece so that I can do the 6-hour drive back to my place. I had to walk to work for a week. So walking to work's not that bad, and in the end of the day, I didn't have to pay too much to get it all fixed, thank God. A couple weeks later, I was back on the road, and it was miserable. It was really miserable, but I survived. But anyways, that's the end of the video. Thanks everybody so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye! Bye.